We are back live again for this week breaking down the Scottish Open on our weekly golf stream, Wolf Sports and Green Means Go. What's going on, man? Fresh off of the holiday July 4th weekend, of which I'm sure everybody was on the edge of their seats watching the John Deere Classic. What's going on, man? How's the holiday?
Oh, pretty low key. My daughter's old enough now that we could stay out for the fireworks. She sat like this for about 45 straight minutes, but seemed to enjoy herself. I got a smoker at Lowe's. The box was broken, like dented in, so they gave it to me half price. So I got a $60 smoker. We did a little pork shoulder.
Mm.
First round, I'm gonna give myself an 8 out of 10. It was a long process, but it worked out pretty well. So
What kind did you get? I have to know. I'm a little bit of a
you're a meat guy?
yeah.
I mean, to be completely honest, I went to Fresh Time and
We
they
smoke
had
everything around here.
Smoke and See Woo Kim is what.
Yeah,
At Fresh Time had 50% off pork shoulder, and so
All
it was
right.
like
Yeah.
8 pounds for $7, real cheap. Um, just put a little mustard binder, put the sauce, put this. I don't know. My wife seasoned it.
I was asking about the box.
Oh, you're talking the smoker.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just a cheap little. I'll send you a picture. I mean, it's nothing. It was the cheapest one I could find, and even cheaper when you got the discount. I mean, it's just charcoal or whatever you want to put in the bottom. Nothing fancy. Just one of those tall drums, oil drum looking guys. No, I'm not a. I don't know. I'm like level one here. I don't do pellet smoking, stick smoking, all the fancy stuff. We're going
Sure.
primitive. Do you have a smoker?
I do. I'm maybe in the process of upgrading. It's like a dual fuel number where you can do. I mean, I use. Um, you can kind of hook propane up to it, which I just kind of use to like get
Help.
through. Yeah, like regulate temp more or
Yeah,
less.
that's a hard. I mean, I was trying to regulate with charcoal, and I have no experience with charcoal. So
Oh,
I'll.
it's an inexact science. Yeah, we can maybe we can do a smoking stream.
Okay,
You know,
I
teach
said
the
next time
people.
I'm doing chicken wings or something that's not going to take 10 hours. I need to really
Yeah.
kind of
Well,
tailor
here's the
that.
thing. Here's what I would tell you. I'll tell you two things. Number one, I mean, pork shoulder's good to start with because it's very difficult to mess up.
Hmm.
Very difficult to mess up, but it is time consuming.
Hmm.
So if you want a good in between, something you can mess around with. It's not going to take that long, but it's also like nearly impossible to mess up. Go chicken thighs.
Okay. Yeah, I need. I don't feel confident enough right now that I'm going to
Now,
throw a good.
however much work you want to put into it, like if you want to get the skin on, bone in, like you can go with that number. You could also just do boneless chicken thighs. Boneless
Yep.
chicken thighs, a nice little seasoning on there.
Yep. Maybe a
You
little
you
overnight
can't really
marinade.
overcook them. You can't overcook them.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Beers in
It's
Buffalo. He likes the smoking. He likes
Yeah,
smoking.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
smoking seaweed. We go from smoking seaweed to smoking pork shoulders. So yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, I've been eating on it for a while. We put a little in the freezer, but I've had it for, I mean, probably 80% of the days since the fourth. We'll mix it with a little mac and cheese, do a little kind
yeah,
of pulled pork mac and cheese, little baked beans. It's not too bad.
yeah.
So yeah, that was my I guess excitement um for the fourth. Outside of I guess Brian Campbell. Should we talk about it? I mean, do, the model, you want to pull it up or you want to talk about your fourth? I should let you,
No. We're all good. We're all good. We don't need
Okay.
to go too far into the weeds here. I was out in a cabin. You know, I made one bet on the John Deere class. Yeah, here we go. This guy,
Chicken
he's
thighs.
yeah, 225. Yeah, 1.5. That's what I mean. It's low time commitment. It's hard to mess. Like you can't really overcook them because they're fatty enough that they're not going to get tough on you. Um, they're cheap. So like if you do somehow manage to epically fail, It's not like an expensive mistake, wait a little. Like, here's what I always say. Don't everybody wants to try brisket. Don't do brisket for a while. You need to log some hours. You need to get some time under your belt. You need to get a few,
Yeah.
you need to figure out what you're doing first.
You're not going to go play a
you
major before you play the John Deere Classic.
Yeah.
You need to
Right.
play a couple in Iowa before you
Yeah,
go
if
up.
you've never played golf before, don't go play at like Bethpage Black for like your first round
Yeah.
ever.
Okay.
Play
Yeah.
some par threes, get out, play some
What about
munis.
ribs? Are ribs tricky, or are they kind of middle ground?
I can give you a foolproof method to nailing ribs. Ribs you can do right, but you gotta follow instructions. So if you can follow instructions and you have a good probe, that's the other part. You need a really good thermometer probe.
Yeah. Oh, I got a nice one. I mean, I stuck that sucker in. It hooks up to my phone.
You got wireless? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
So if you got that, if you have that and you can follow instructions, I'll give you a ribs method.
Okay.
That you won't be able to mess up.
Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful.
But anyway, on to the golf.
Yeah. Real
Onto the golf. Yeah. So I had one bet last week on the John Deere that I actually placed thanks to you and your statistic on the Zach Johnson 18 out of 20 made cuts at TPC Deere Run. He did make the cut. It was minus 120 to make the cut. I thought, this is crazy. This guy's, of course he's going to make the cut. He's back in his home, his backyard. He doesn't miss cuts here. This is pretty low price. I mean, to a made cut price, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
And yeah, he made it. He passed. He got that one to the window for us pretty easily. So
okay. I'll take the credit, even though I didn't bet it. I had some good DFS. Some of my DFS lineups outside
DFS was a disaster, but
outside of Ben Griffin, like if I just would have
he wrecked
Ben Griffin, I had. Let me look here real quick.
But we went light, and I think we even said it's like,
yeah,
hey, this is like a shitty card. Don't go crazy. Don't whatever. I just did a few little.
Oh man,
small,
it actually is sickening to look.
It was rough. Yeah, Ben Hill Griffin, as I like to call him. He.
I had McCarthy at 11th, Thorbjornsen 21, Hubbard 33. I mean, Carson, put up the slides.
Oh,
I mean, we got to talk last week. Carson Young, 0.0 or 0.7% owned. I mean, so low owned, highest score at 110. Second on the list, and he finishes top 5. How about that call? How about that call? I mean, it is Wednesday right now. All right. And Nick Dunlap. And then Ben Griffin, who's 40% owned in the contest I was in, to miss the cut. It's just like, if I would have taken him out and put Lucas Glover in, I hate to see what I would have done. So last week, the model was, we'll call it night and day. You can see there's a lot of red. There was a lot of miscuts, which for these names, it's probably to be expected. It was kind of a who's who of the PGA. I guess we victory lapped the fact that 2 of our top 3 golfers got top 5. Carson Young and Lucas Glover both got top 5, while Ben Griffin did miss the cut, and Hubbard was like 30th.
You know who didn't have a good showing? Pearson Cootie. And I think we brought him up. We were like, what's this guy doing up here? Our radar was up. Our bullshit detector accurately sniffed that one out.
I texted you on Friday or
and
Thursday.
I'll say, here's what's crazy. Not only that, the odds were, they were trying to throw us for a loop too, because he was like 35-1 to win, which it was like, wait a minute, something's not adding up here. This isn't right. And I don't know. I'm sure some people got roped in. Maybe some of the potty man people, Aldrich, all the sharps that were on him the week before, right? As we know, maybe they might have been on the Cootie man last week, and that didn't quite. Didn't see as many posts about that one, but
so I guess the positive, like, Brian Campbell wins the event, and he's on the model. He coming in at what, 14, 15. So I'm not going to sit here and say I told you so when he's that low, but there was something in his game that he saw to the finish line, that the model saw. So we'll accept that. Now I'm disappointed in us because do you remember what we did for this course as like an added bonus piece of research? It came up with Zach Johnson, and we talked about your time living there. Do you remember what we were doing? What were we trying to find? We were trying to find guys from Iowa at this course.
Yeah,
right?
right. Which is why that was the one bet I made. The Zach Johnson
Right.
made cut. Yeah.
Do you know where Brian Campbell went to college?
Oh.
Oh, maybe
Well,
maybe he did. Maybe I
Zach
misheard.
Johnson's the guy. He went to Drake,
Okay,
I believe.
Never mind. Brian Campbell went to Illinois.
Mm. Close enough.
Yeah,
Right on the
close
border.
enough.
Right on
I
the
don't know. I thought
border.
I had heard one of the
Deer
announcers
Run
say he
is
went to
Deer
college
Run's
there.
right on the border.
Okay, so we'll call that we almost had it. We should have had it. Okay, so we can move on to this week. We are at the
Technically, I will say the John Deere headquarters are in Illinois, Moline, Illinois, but which
We
is
should
like I
have
said, it's right on the that's the Quad Cities. It's the four.
Yeah.
They're all right there, right on the Mississippi border. But yeah, anyway, the Renaissance Club.
Yeah. We got our first, I think this is our first link style of the year. And I believe we have one next week as well.
Oh yeah,
The Open Championship.
yeah, yeah. This is usually a good back to back of like similar styles, even though the courses may change a little bit. I always feel like guys view this as their tune up for the
Right.
Open. I did see it was maybe it was, I don't know if it said it was for the first time ever or for the first time in a while, that the chartered flight that they run from the John Deere straight to Scotland was full. It was a full flight for
Yeah.
the guys that want to just go straight there. So
Yeah. It's a huge field. And I think it's a anybody can play sort of a situation. So, yeah, it's an Open. So, a lot of Euro Tour guys, Asian Tour guys, like anybody is welcome. So it's a massive field, it's a stacked field. You can see some guys you probably don't recognize on the list from last year. Romain Languescu. I mean, forgive me, I have no idea. He got third last year. Richard Mansell is not a guy that we talk about. He's probably a European Tour guy. So this is last year's top 10. Sorry, I forgot to provide the score. Robert McIntyre wins it at 18 under. Adam Scott, second. You see Rory on there. Now, you're looking for Scotty, as I would be. He did not play last year, so you're not going to find him. But if you look at the odds this week, he is the favorite.
Bobby Mack home game.
Yeah, indeed. And he's not in the worst form shape right now, so maybe there's something. Little side note, Colin Morikawa, I would double check this, but I believe he's getting a new caddy this week. And the caddy that he's getting is he specializes in link style courses. So, my thing is always putting with Colin. He's always got the approach play. The approach play is going to be huge this week with how, these type of courses are. So, if you're waiting to bite on Colin, good course history, and potentially a caddy that can increase his skill level with some added knowledge. So we'll see how the model likes him as we move forward here. Talking about the course driving distance, there are only 9 courses on the PGA Tour where driving distance is more important than here. So it is very, very important. Strokes gained off the tee and strokes gained around the green. If you've seen courses like this, they're just massive greens, sometimes shared greens, undulation, hills blocked off, sand. Like it's just it's just kind of this massive open situation. This course, I believe, was built in 2008, so a lot of the courses are older in this sort of link style are older, and they've been shaped by weather patterns and erosion and things of that nature. This one was made recently, but it still plays to the same level. There's not any stats that don't matter, quote unquote. There are less important stats. But I know last week we talked a lot about accuracy over distance. This week is the opposite. Hit the ball far and have a good short game. That's the recipe. We ran 10 trials as we always do, focusing on different things. If you want to pause and look through here and kind of map things out, you're more than welcome to. Just want to provide this for you. But as always, we will summarize here. At the top, occurring in 10 out of 10 trials, we have two guys. Scotty is first, but again, I got to figure it out. It keeps alphabetizing. And so even though Scotty is better, he's put second. So again, I'm going to apologize. I need to brush up on my Google Sheets, kind of these niche skills that I clearly don't possess, like alphabetizing lists. Rory and Scotty, 1 and 2. Justin Thomas, Robert McIntyre, Tommy Fleetwood, and Xander. Then Colin. So if you look at this top 6, I mean, I'm curious if this is almost the top 6 in terms of the prices for your odds this week. I would imagine a lot of these guys have top 10 best prices for the field.
It is. Yeah. It is.
Yeah. So,
which this is a rare occasion where, the top price also reflect the top of the model.
Right. And so maybe if you want to look at this as a positive, the sports books are smarter than me. They have more information than me. They are going to be more accurate than me over the long term. And if the model this week and what I plugged in, quote unquote, matches the sports books, maybe there is something to be said about some of the guys on here that show up high that may have value in the sports book. So if I am calling the top 6 golfers, right, you can say that, okay, I agree with the sports book. So maybe Alex Smalley, who I'm going to imagine is not in the top 25 options, maybe there's some value on some of his props. Bin Hun, maybe there's some value on his. Gary Woodland. Ludwig is probably up there, so probably not a ton. Harris English, we've talked about being hot. So, while you may not find any steals at the top of the card, this could be a good thing to show that the model is consistent with what the books are saying. So that's what we have this week. We can talk through prices. We can talk through props. We can talk through specific guys. We can talk through DFS lineups. We can talk through it all. So where's your head at after all of this?
So I'll just a couple of random thoughts and musings, I guess, to start off. Is that one thing that I have like kind of in my gambling journal as it pertains to golf is that for links courses, I generally like to look at South Africans. I'm having a hard time finding many of them that are involved here. Did they all leave for live, or like what's
Oh, is Louis Oosthuizen South African?
Yes.
It's about the only guy I could tell you off the top
and
of my
like
head.
Christian Bazidin, who there we
Zayden
are.
He's usually
coming off a 102 at the John Deere. Not great.
Nico Echeverria, Jonathan Vegas, and Alejandro Tosti look to be the only South Africans.
Those guys are South Americans, aren't they?
Oh, you're so right.
Come on.
I'm quizzing. I was just quizzing. Is Potgieter South African?
He is. He indeed is. He is. Coming off 153 at the John Deere.
Yeah, it wasn't good. We withdrew, I believe.
Yeah.
Which we said not good. It's not a course for him. He's a power guy. It's we should have had him to miss the cut. Zach Johnson to make the cut. That's what we should.
So would you look maybe for him in a bounce back spot here as a power guy, and as a South African? Checking 2 boxes here for this type of track. Priced at a modest 7,200.
We don't play outrights. Remember, you've told me that we don't play outrights.
I'm talking DFS pricing. So.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Well, what do you think his odds are to win? I mean, probably longer than 7,200.
Not interested. Right? Not interested there. This man isn't winning.
But just humor me.
He's not winning again this year.
Give me a price guess.
Maybe not next year. Let's see.
I got it looked up. I know what it is.
200 to 1.
No. 110 to 1 on DraftKings. So,
that hold on. I was looking at a top 5. That was a 20 to 1. I was like, wait a minute.
Forgive my ignorance. If the prop, are there any African golfers that are not South African? Do you think they're all South African if they're African?
Give me an example.
Tristan Lawrence or Thurston Lawrence.
That sounds like a South African.
Eric Van Rooyen.
He's definitely South African.
Christian Bezuidenhout.
I know that he is, yeah. So, yes.
Dylan
I guess
Fratelli.
the answer is yes.
Okay. So, there are 10 South Africans in this field.
Okay.
Tristan Lawrence, Aldrich Potgieter, both at 4 to 1. Those are the favorites. Not far behind Eric Van Rooyen, Christian Bezuidenhout, 4.5 to 1. And then you have guys that I really have never heard of: Brandon Stone, Yakis Kruwelskis, Sean Norris, Dylan Fratelli, Dylan Naidu, and Aki Stridham at 65 to 1 to win that group. So there are a few options, and maybe you want a cheap a DFS guy. Some of those other names I mentioned. I mean, what's Bezuidenhout's price? Bezuidenhout's got to be 6,000.
No, he's a little more than that. 7 flat.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, I don't know. It's something. It's not necessarily like, hey, you have to, make sure that you hit your wagons of South Africans. But with them having, they come up in the link style. They generally speaking tend to excel on links courses. So if you're maybe on the fence about somebody or trying to make a decision to round out a lineup, and there's a South African kind of in that range, like a Christian and Aldrich, like guys like that, who are, I mean, you don't want somebody who's just been a disaster that, just because he's South African, he's going to show up, turn up here. But, if you need something to kind of nudge somebody over the edge for you, and they hail from South Africa, it's not a bad angle.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I like to look for things that maybe the model won't account for, and that's.
I think that's something that you need to consistently bring to the table. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good, because the model can't. I mean, there have been some critics, and
you bring the analytics, I bring the analytics.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah,
yeah, that's good. Write that one down. Okay. I have been receiving some compliments about the golf stream, which,
all right.
I don't know if. Let me see. How do I say this? I don't know how much we're really bringing to the world. And people have said, at least it's entertaining. So if we bring nothing but entertainment, if there's no value given,
come on, we've been giving out winners.
I don't feel like
something every week that cashes. That's.
How about this? I think we lead horses to water. They got to drink.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That's all they can ask for.
Okay, you're right. Now, I will tell you, I had a $10 free bet that was going to expire in 6 hours. This was yesterday. I put it on Scotty Scheffler 36 to 1. I don't know if I'm going to make another outright. I just
36 to 1. You mean 3.6 to 1? Yeah, I was like, hold on.
If okay, let me ask you this: if I gave you Scotty Scheffler 36 to 1, how much money would you put on
it? Here's my dilemma: is that I struggle with outrights.
But listen to the value I'm giving you. 36.
If you gave me a top 10, I would put I would take out a loan.
Yeah, but at 36 to 1, I'm talking an outright 36 to 1.
Yeah, every dollar I could get, every penny I could get.
$25 on a 36 to 1 for Scotty.
Oh, I mean, I put $25 on that.
Oh, we got money bags over here.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's come on.
So, like, I mean, if I had no limit, like I would put $100, and I don't know if I'd put more.
If I could get 36 to 1, I'd at least put a few $100s on it if I could.
Okay. Now the EV guys would say I'm a fool. You got to bet that. You gotta bet your edge. If you get a number like that, you got to load up.
I'd almost max bet it if I,
Okay, that's good to hear. So you will bet outright. So the price just has to be right.
Well, yeah, of course.
Very right. Okay. Are you on X this week, Xander?
That's what we're looking at. Yeah. I mean, well, look, hold on. Let me do my special. What
is it? Top 20 for both?
Scotty Xander plus 128. So you can go ahead and put that on the board. That's an auto play for me. That's a system play.
Scotty Xander top what? 20 or
20? Yeah, but you got to pair them.
All right.
And that includes the ties. So, if you don't want to,
Xander hasn't been great, right?
I mean, what do you define as not great? I mean, at the Travelers, it was tough. He had a bad fourth round, a tough Sunday to finish 61. But U.S. Open, 12th. I mean, I'll just give you his and at the Memorial 25, PGA Championship 28. So those were tough. But hey, look, like you're in the mix for top 20 there. I know that doesn't cash tickets, but
yeah. But there could be ties, and you could be one stroke off. Yeah.
The truest, which some could argue we're still talking about the truest even today. He finished 11th, 18th at the RBC, 8th at the Masters, 12th at Valspar. I think that this man he's a top 20 machine at majors, so you're not going to talk me out of that one.
Okay. Here, let's do this. Let's focus on something that I think will be useful to the masses real quick. Let's build something out here.
I mean, there's some guys I'm thinking about that I'm not seeing their name here. He always needs to be mentioned in some capacity. Smoking Siwoo, hell of a bounce back last week.
Yeah. Once I felt like I saw him a few times because I always notice his name when it shows up. And again, this is only taking the top 15. There's a chance that he was 7th. No, here we go. That's pretty good. On the 5 key stats, he shows up 10. So if we're talking driving distance, if we're talking approach play, if we're talking scrambling, if we're talking lag putting, which is going to be important here, Siwoo Kim has it. What's Siwoo Kim's top 20?
It's going to be good. Plus 230.
Okay. That doesn't scare me away. And I'm usually the Siwoo Kim hater. I'm usually the devil's advocate of Siwoo. So I don't hate it.
7,700 on DFS.
DraftKings, not a sponsor, boost that I've never seen before. It is I don't know how much it is. I bet it differs from person to person. So let's just see what mine is.
With the Scotty and Xander.
Yeah, it's got to be 3 legs, and it has to equal plus 100 odds total. So you want me to go Scotty and Xander top 20? Wow. What'd you say your price was?
For what?
Scotty Xander top 20.
Are you doing including ties?
Yeah.
Plus 128.
Okay. So you're on DraftKings.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Same. All right.
That's usually what I pull up DraftKings for these streams because it's the easiest to find things like quickly.
Yeah.
If I need to.
Okay. So let's listen. I'm gonna bite. I'm going to go with you here. We're going to give those 2 guys as our guaranteed locks. I don't love Xander, but I'm going to trust you. There have been many times on this stream where I do not trust you, and I hear about it from the peanut gallery.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to
O
trust
ye
you.
of little faith.
So let's find ourselves a good third leg to put in this parlay boost on DraftKings for those who want to tail. Okay. Do we want to go see Woo Kim?
I don't want to do a third leg. These are my guys. These are my two.
Okay. For the sake of the parlay, we have to. It has to be a 3-leg to get the
Okay.
boost on DraftKings. Do you want to take out? Do you want to just do a fresh one? Do you want to not? Do you want to do this as
Then
a
you could
side
either.
bet?
Then I would either put. I mean, you could either do Bobby
Colin?
Mack, Tommy Fleet. No, not Colin. Bad vibes on Colin still right now.
Because of his
No,
interviews with the media?
just everything, all of it. It's just bad. He's got
With
a.
the new caddy. The new caddy?
Yeah, exactly. That's I chalk that into bad vibes. Like I'm
Wow.
not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Sam Burns being like
He's in
within
my
the top
DFS. Yeah, Sam Burns
top
is in
10
my.
of
Yeah, this man's on a heater. He's in my. I think he's in my DFS lineup.
What about Justin Rose?
You could go. You could talk me into top 10 Tommy
Fleetwood?
Yeah.
I'm going to look up Justin Rose's history here because I like this. Feels like a Justin Rose week, and I don't know if it's because it's across the pond, but let's look. Justin Rose at the Scottish Open. Cut 69th. We're not going to do Justin Rose.
No, not his track.
No. Okay. I'm glad I checked.
What were we thinking with Harris English, though? I will say.
I liked Harris English. Let's look at Fleetwood first. You mentioned him. Top 10 Fleetwood. Top 10 Tommy. Pretty consistent this year. Scottish Open at the Renaissance Club, 34th, 6th, 4th. 26th, 2nd. So he's played the last 5 years here, 2020 all the way to 2024. 2nd, 26th, 4th, 6th, 34th. That's hard to move away from. Let's see what it is when we put him in here. Tommy Fleetwood. So that brings it to 346 boosted to 450 for Xander, Scotty, Tommy. Top 20, including ties, 30% boost plus 450. Do we want to look at Harris English or do we want to go with that?
I mean, you'll definitely get a better look at Harris English. He'll give you a good price. You could go with Harry All. For after all, you're my Harry Hall.
You and these hat guys. It's always the hats with you.
No, it's not, because look, I hate Bryson, but
all right. Scottish Open, 34th, 42nd for Harris English. So fine. He's been playing fine. I do feel better about Fleetwood. I think Harris English may provide some value in a DFS situation, but let's not risk it there. Okay, I'm willing to lock that in. I'm willing to endorse it. We're gonna upload it to the screen just to be sure that it's on here officially. If people want to tail, it's a little too chalky for me. Typically, I like to have a little more fun, but I'm going to trust you. I'm going to try your style. If I can just get this thing to work here. And I cannot. Here we go. Okay. Do you have that boost?
Let me look real quick. I'm trying to I'm also throwing some DFS.
Okay, let me get on DFS.
I'm in the DFS lab a little bit. Let me see if what we're looking at with this boost. Because after all, you're my Harry Hall.
Okay. I'm good with it.
Yeah, we're in there. Yeah, we got this.
30%?
It is
Okay.
30%.
Are you tailing this, or are you going to build your own? Are you going to build your own, not tail, and then
What do you
Victor?
mean tail? We built this.
So yes.
Yeah, we built this. Come on.
So what would you call it if you're not like?
What kind of person would I be if I was giving out one play and betting another on this stream?
But
Jesus.
is it called tailing if I put it in first, or if we built it together? What is it called?
Squad ride.
Okay, you're squad riding.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Or it's a collab. It's a collab play, right?
There it is.
Yeah.
Is this too chalky? Like this feels
No, it's not.
Fine.
I've told you this. The Scotty Xander. It's
It's a system
absolute
play.
like.
Okay.
Now I don't like adding a third wheel into the mix, but if we must to meet the criteria here.
I mean, Ray said 30 minutes ago, send me your filthiest brain dead chalk. There it is.
Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Yeah, you're using a boost.
Ray asked, and we don't do that. Do I have power? I don't have power. I mean, that's.
I've tried, but I don't know that it works.
There we go. Clip it. There it is. Okay. Let's build some lineups.
Are there any other, like top 20 guys that you'd like?
I
noticed you're not keen on any outrights this week.
I'm not. And I usually am. Yeah, I don't want to say only a few people can win here, because I don't think that's true. But when you give me a loaded lineup, a loaded field, I think trying to find value at the bottom of the list is a losing effort, a losing endeavor. I'll bet some outrights when I get boosts on Thursday and Friday live. They always throw out 25% live boost. I'll bet some outrights then, kind of see how it's going. I did bet Brian Campbell live 18-1 with a free bet. So I feel like I do better like finding value. Like a guy's 3 back and he's 30-1 and he has an X amount of holes to play. Another guy, like I'm better at kind of reading that than I am at just going in blind on Wednesday. So no, I don't have a lot of suggestions for outrights this week, but I do think we can. I think we should do some DFS. So I have not even.
That's where I mostly like to be anyway with some of this stuff.
Yeah, I haven't even toyed, so I better. It's a weird, right? It starts at 2 a.m.
I just saw Jeff Feinberg he posted out Ludwig and Victor as his 2 outright plays. Hate both of them, so take for that what you will.
Yeah, I agree, but I see the vision, but I don't agree with the vision. How about that? I don't like a lot of these contests this week.
Yeah, it is a strange week of. I don't know if like the algo's just messed up and it's just like sorting them weird, or I don't know. I was having a hard time trying to find ones to enter myself, but
like I like a $3 single entry GPP and you can't, or like a 20 entry max. There's not those. I guess here's $1 20 entry max. That isn't too bad. 25K in total prizes. Maybe we do a couple of those. Okay. Scotty's at $13,000.
Out.
Rory is the second at 11. Xander at 10. Tommy 9. Okay, I'm not going to talk through this, or should I? How many have you built?
I have 2. I'm open to making some adjustments if need be, but I kind of like where we're at with these 2 lineups, and the depth it gives me. Man, what happened?
You like Brian Harmon this week?
No.
Good. Pot Geeter. You think Pot Geeter's good at 7,200?
I don't know. I'm actually kind of deliberating a little bit between him and Man of the Henchman suggestion.
Got her up?
Got her up. Yeah. So I have enough to fit either of those two guys in.
What's Got her up's power talking about? Because Got her up's got some pretty mild, I mean, some pretty consistent
I
finishes
think
the
he's
past
got
few
some
weeks.
pop. Yeah.
All right. Christopher got her up 22, 26, 23, 28, 13, 15, 12. I mean, the guy just comes out and plays. Cut last year at the Renaissance. Pretty good strokes gained off the tee. His putting is a little weak. Club head speed is 5th in the PGA at 124. Wow. Driving distance, he's 3rd on tour in driving distance. Yeah, this course might fit him fairly well. His approach plays a little weak, especially from his approach plays weaker than I would like for here. And his 3-putt avoidance is not amazing. You know what? We'll take the rhythm that he is in, and we'll say at 7,100, it's a good price to pay in a DFS lineup. How about that? I'll bite.
Yeah, I mean the lineup I have him in. We got Xander, Denny, McCarthy.
Okay.
Harry Hall, Goddard, Harris English, and Sam Burns. Find the weakness.
Burger. Did you say Burger?
No.
Read it again.
Burns. Sam Burns, Harris
Yep.
English,
Okay.
Chris Goddard, Harry Hall, Denny McCarthy, and
Harry
Xander.
Hall. That's who Harry
Yeah.
Hall. Harry Hall. Yeah. Have you seen that guy's hat? I mean, seriously.
Have you seen his game?
Fair. What about Wyndham Clark? Has he found it?
No. Found what? His driver head, his sanity, his ability to regulate his temper tantrums, or like what's he looking for?
Okay, fine. He has not found it. Sungjae Im.
Out on him.
He really doesn't have too many good showings this year. But this course,
you just can't quit him. Like he does, he's done nothing for you but let you down consistently.
He played well at the Masters. We talked about him at the Masters. He got 5th. I'm taking Sungjae Im in this lineup.
Oh boy.
Oh, and Adam
ready
Scott.
to get hurt again.
Adam Scott or Harry Hall?
Well, you know where I stand.
Wow, Harry Hall. It's hard to argue with that. It's hard to argue with.
Unreal. It's unreal.
If he didn't wear the hat, I'd probably be 13th, 9th, 24th, 6th, 19th, 20th, 33rd, 49, 26, 18. I mean, you go back 6 months and all this guy does is perform. Fine.
I have 2 lineups. He's in both, so.
Okay, I just made a lineup that I felt good making, and then now that I look at it again, it looks horrible. So I'm not even going to share it. I'm not even going to share it. Okay, let me build one that I can share.
Pot Geeter? Do I want the potty man? The problem is he either finishes great or in the hundreds. Like there's no in between with him. Very volatile.
Yeah. At what point do I put Scotty Scheffler in one of these? It's so difficult. You just can't.
I've got one. I've got Xander and Tommy Fleetwood in one together. You could go
That's
down and
probably
grab Johnny Vegas as a cheap option. I'm kind of struggling between. I'm continuing to struggle between. I don't know if I can do Aldrich, Goddard and Denny McCarthy.
I think Goddard up is the play this week. Denny played last week.
Yeah, we'll take the man of the henchman's.
He's just
input
not
on that.
long. He's not long enough.
Who?
Jonathan Vegas. What's
Denny? No, I'm
McCarthy?
Johnny Vegas. I'm in on Johnny Vegas. I think I always like him. I never need too much of an excuse to get him into a lineup. He's always cheap, and it's. I mean, look, there's some very up and down, uneven performances with him, but when he's good, he's good.
He's one of the cheaper guys that I can justify. Like once you start scrolling past him, it gets a little rough.
Yeah, exactly.
Hendrik Norlander, did he make the list this week? No, he did not. What's Matt Wallace doing? Why is
Johnny Vegas is here in the model? Like he hasn't been playing horribly.
Yeah, I'm with you. Oh, Chris Goddard's on here too. He's just in the last spot. We can't see him because my
underneath Noren.
Yeah. Okay, that makes me feel better. What about Ben Hun N? He got he placed last year, yeah? No, he didn't. Look at this. Look. Come on. Look at this. Fourth last year. Long hitter. He's not on the model, though. So I'm doing it.
What was it? The 123rd place finish last week that really inspires confidence here, or? Maybe it was the PGA Championship when you liked him as well, when he finished 103rd. Perhaps the RBC Canadian Open when he finished 105th.
All right.
Which one was it?
He doesn't show up. I mean, he either is or he is not. There is no.
He did show up at the Memorial, kind of.
Do or do not. There is no try. Is that what the quote is?
What's 16th? Yeah.
What's the quote?
16th. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's how Sung J M plays golf. He's top 10 or he's 150. Do you think he's top? Let's look at his history. Come on, I'm going to convince you. We're going to convince you.
Out. I'm already out on him, all the way out.
But I convinced you about the.
I will say Johnson. It is kind of funny because if you're like looking at the D in the DK app for DFS, M, Kim, and Sung. So SM, S Kim, and T Kim are all three right in a row.
Yep.
M, Kim, and Kim all back to back to back.
Yeah, I'm out. I looked at his history here. Outside of his fourth, he has 2 missed cuts. He's not playing consistently enough. I think you're right. I don't need to prove a point. Let me just trust you. And we'll is Daniel Berger on this list?
Don't bother.
Okay. All right. I need 2 guys.
Not playing great.
I really like what I've built so far. I need 2 more guys.
What's the price range?
I got 15,000 left, so mid 7.
Wow, yeah, you're cooking. You got plenty. Who do you have so far?
Colin.
Ugh, gross.
Fleetwood.
Okay.
Harry Hall. Jonathan Vegas. Pretty good build. I mean, those are top 10 guys right there.
That's
2 left.
Oh, I was waiting for the.
No. I need 2 more
for the guys that I was supposed to like.
You like Harry Hall on Fleetwood?
Yeah. You could
How do you
go.
feel about Gary Woodland?
You could go Harris English. Do you have him?
Who? Harris?
Yeah.
I could. I'm gonna look up Gary Woodland real quick. Gary Woodland is good at golf, huh? '67th, 25th, 30th here. Not amazing. Okay. I'm going to take Woodland in this one. Aaron Rye?
No. No thanks.
His numbers aren't horrible.
What's going on with Tristan Lawrence?
Well, he's
Can you
South
tell me?
African.
Yeah. Not been playing too bad. A quiet 12th place finish at the US Open.
I'm going to take Aaron Rye.
Hate it.
Send me your favorite lineup.
Yeah. I'll send you the screenshot here.
And then I'll post it. This is going to be hard to watch, isn't it? That's the only thing.
Starts at 2 a.m.
Yeah. So that's annoying, right?
It's annoying in the sense that I'll be up and it'll start, and then it's like I'll start watching it, and then I'm like, all right, how late can I stay up watching this?
Yeah, see, you're better than I. I'm not even going to be able to make it awake.
Why do you not like Denny McCarthy here? This man makes
Length.
every cut. 17 out of 17 cuts made.
Length. Plus fatigue. Last week, he battled back on Sunday. Then he's got to go across the pond.
I mean, length is good, but you're going to get some roll out. Like, I don't know.
That's true. That's true. I'm fine with you. You go Denny. Go Denny, man. Don't listen to me.
I was just trying to listen to the case against him. Because he's been good lately. He wasn't on the list, was he?
Who?
Or Jake Knapp even. Denny.
No Denny. And it's the length is holding him back. So if you don't care about that, play him.
Yeah, I think I like this one the best.
Where are you sending this? To my tweeter?
Yeah. If that's easiest.
That's fine. I'll accept. So you're hosting this, I'm hosting this, and Wolf is hosting this?
I think I like this a lot.
You got 113, I got 49. I'm a microcosm of you.
Yeah. Well, you have other platforms though. I'm like more of a one-trick pony.
Well, I wouldn't sell yourself. Sure, all ponies matter. No matter how many tricks they can do. All right. Let me get this figured out here. So we got our squad ride of Scheffler, Schauffele, Fleetwood, top 20, including ties, boosted on DraftKings. And then we both have our lineups. I like yours. Looking at it, I don't hate it. Burns, English, Gotterup, Hall, McCarthy, and Shoffley. I think it's a slight overpay for Shoffley at over 10,000, but everything else looks good. Mine a little
I
more
think I
risky.
still had money left over, so it was like, okay, you're overpaying, but I still had some
Okay.
coin. I still had some
Okay.
coin in my pocket, so
Is Sam Burns expensive at 9-1?
I don't think so. I mean,
Okay.
I think
He's been hot.
yeah.
All right.
He's the new guy that's underpriced because he plays well every week in and week out and just gets priced like he's a middle guy.
Okay. Then no. I'll accept that. Okay.
I have another one here with that has Fleetwood and Xander, but I just don't quite like it as much. We're still
It's hard
workshopping
when
that
you
one.
pay for those big guys and then they sell. You know, I mean, yeah, it's tricky. Especially this year. I mean, I feel like there's so many guys in those cheap prices
Xander's
that
just not going to miss the cut. Like that's the thing. Like what you can't do is have like Ben Griffin did to us last week was real dirty. Like you can't be missing cuts.
yeah. Yeah.
You can have a tough time, maybe not go top 10, maybe not like really deliver big, but like you can't be missing cuts when you're the big ticket.
Yeah. It was frustrating to log on and see that I had all made cuts except the guy I paid the most for 40% owned. Yeah.
That's why I like Xander. Like, I mean, what's the worst finish Xander could have here?
35th.
I was just gonna say that. I was gonna say in the mid 30s. Like that's the worst that you're gonna find from him here. So
Okay.
you know what? Like that's fine.
Okay. All right. Well, I am satisfied. I'm going to try to watch as much as I can. Maybe set the alarm for like 6, 7 a.m. on Sunday. I should be able to, catch it all, right? Or catch what matters at that price or at that time. I'm not doing the 2 a.m. business. You have fun with that. Are you awake?
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, okay. Connor, we didn't talk about this. Wyndham Clark under 68.5 strokes on a slip. That's 405 currently.
Oh,
Let
yeah.
it ride or hedge. If you're still here, Connor, I think it's less about.
We are not a Wyndham Clark show.
Yeah, I think it's less about handicapping that play and more about who you are as a bettor. If you would like to walk away with something, if you're going to be mad if Wyndham Clark goes out and shoots a 69, if you're going to be mad when he misses a putt on 18 and you lose by 1, hedge a little bit. You don't got to hedge it all. You don't got to make it even. Get a little back. But if you don't care if you lose and you're a risk taker, then let it ride. Here's what I'll say.
I'm going to see
A little psychology. If you have to ask, like anytime I'm tempted to ask, that's me maybe subconsciously telling myself that I don't love the bet. So maybe you throw a few bucks if you can get a first round score.
I'm trying to find where I can bet him to miss the cut.
Wyndham, wow, you're really hating on this guy.
And I've been right every time. I think I gave him out in a miss the cut parlay that hit a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you probably did. There's also another tournament, the ISCO.
Yeah, there's actually 3 because there's a live, there's the ISCO, and there's this. But
we should have done the ISCO. I mean, Harry Higgs,
the big rig.
I'm trying to find scores so we can see if Wyndham Clark can be hedged. But I can't find it anywhere.
Wow, Cam Champ 28-1 on. Oh, speaking of which, where did Cam Champ end up finishing last week? I remember our guy Buzzy Betts. He said, "Cam Champ top 20. Thank me later." And he was flirting in that range all the way. So
Let me look. Cameron Champ ended at 27th.
Tough.
Two strokes off. One stroke would have been putting him at 21st, and then the second stroke would have put him in tie for 18th. So 2 strokes off. Yeah. Good read.
What about Rio Hisatune?
Oh my, you're gonna really make me test some things, huh? What about Matt Kuchar? I mean, can we give a shout out to Matt Kuchar?
Man, the big
Fifth.
coach, man.
5th.
This guy, Connor's guy, Rio, 4-1, top 20. Wonder what you could get for a top 40. If you like this man, let's see what you could get him for a top 40.
Wait, is this like this week?
Plus 150, top 40. Don't hate that. If you like him. Make the cut, minus 125.
For Rio?
That's where I'd go. If you want to bet your guy, Rio, I wouldn't necessarily go top 10. But hey, I mean, if you like it, then I don't see why not. But
yeah. All right. I'm good. You good?
Yeah, I really like this lineup. The more I'm looking at it, I think I really like my lineup here. I don't know who hurts me. I don't know who's going to hurt me in that list.
It's McCarthy, but it's fine.
Is he going to miss his first cut of the year? Like maybe, but
we'll see.
Denny made cuts McCarthy. That's what we've been calling him.
Yeah. You're right.
Rio Hisatune. He's going to make me start paying attention to this guy now.
Future major winner is a pretty bold claim.
Bud Colley. Yeah, no, I don't know. Anyway, but we should have a fun one next week on deck. I imagine, right?
Yep. Similar.
Back into majors. Should be a loaded field.
Yep.
Oh, I know. One last bit of housekeeping that we needed to cover off here because our friend of the program, Vice Sports and Web3, who runs the Prop Streak, the guys over at Prop Streak, he suggested he put up a line on our head-to-head, and he priced me at plus 180 against you in a golf match. You didn't respond. And then I asked, what would the price be if you were using your daughter's clubs? And you still didn't respond.
I thought you were asking him. Listen, I'm good. I'm good for it. I'll use any clubs. But I don't know. I don't even know your handicap. I don't know what you... you could be a scratch golfer. I've at least shown what I can do. So it's not a fair... You can't set a fair line, right? I mean, Vice is just throwing out numbers.
Yeah.
Do you think minus 135 is fair for me?
Seems steep. Seemed steep for me.
Okay. So the value is on the real Zach Herm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it depends also. Are we playing a neutral course? Are we playing a course you're used to? Are we playing a course I'm used to? Because that changes a lot as well.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see.
We haven't gone golfing, and we said we were going to, and now we're getting into like middle of July. So we're kind of
Yeah, there's
We're lo-
plenty. There's several months left of golf.
okay. All right. All right. I mean, if we can work something out, I don't know how it works. If we want to make it into a spectacle, if we want to do a video, if you want, if you know, if you get Wolf Sports to sponsor something, you know, I'll do all the recording and the editing, and I'll post the video sponsored by Wolf Sports. I mean, you talk it over with your guys. We can do a 18-hole head-to-head stroke play.
Yeah, we will see. Right, we will see. But yeah, hey, we'll maybe we could get some more input, maybe some more feedback and suggestions from our tens of listeners that tune in every week. And but yeah, hey, look, it was another fun one. Looking forward to the Scottish Open. Looking forward to next week with the Open Championship. Good luck with all of your bets and DFS. And thanks